5 skincare products that I would never buy as a cosmetic skin doctor. And I know some of you are going to have these on your bathroom shelf, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be binning. And if you like this type of content and you want to know what you should be throwing in the bin and what you should actually be buying, then please like and subscribe and let me know what you want to hear more of in the comments. So let's dive into it. We're going to go through the science of why these products don't work, why they might be damaging your skin more than helping it, and why you should basically never buy them again. First things first, this is an easy one. Overly fragranced skincare. I'm talking about your skincare that smells like a tropical beach house, or you've just walked into a luxurious Moroccan spa. Think designer perfume. Fragrance might make a product seem more luxurious, however, it is literally the most common cause for contact dermatitis in dermatology, or what we see in clinic, which literally means that when something touches your skin, the area that it's literally touched your skin, it has caused irritation. Think redness, angry skin, almost like an eczema-like reaction. Fragrance molecules, especially the synthetic blends, can penetrate your epidermis and trigger inflammation, which leads to redness, itching, or literally even eczema. And here's the catch. Fragrance sensitivity can actually develop over time. So even though you might have been okay with a product at one point in your life, you might find that 3 years later, it's just not working for you anymore. And that's because with the repeated exposure of something like a scented cream, your skin can become sensitized. So just cut them out, you don't need them. My advice is if you want a sensorial experience, get it from a candle or your perfume, but not from your skincare. Make sure you always try to go for fragrance-free products, and those specifically for sensitive skin if you are someone that's prone to acne or eczema. Number 2, physical exfoliants with large abrasive scrubs. I always say that chemical exfoliation is so much better than physical exfoliation, and that's because physical exfoliation can literally damage and scrub and irritate the superficial barrier of your skin, literally what's protecting your skin from all the pollution, all those particles in the air. If you're damaging that and getting rid of that, you're leaving yourself open to essentially mainly bacteria and irritation and irritants, pollution, and anything that's going to get into your epidermis and damage your skin cells long term. And it may take way longer to repair that skin barrier than you initially thought. So what's the difference? Chemical exfoliation is when you use chemicals, so alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, even PHAs, so AHAs, BHAs, PHAs, to get rid of dead skin cells from the surface. That works so much better than when you're physically trying to get rid of dead skin cells from the surface, which you might think sounds nicer, but actually isn't long term. Damage from physical exfoliation isn't usually visible to the naked eye, but it can trigger low-grade inflammation, which can build up over time. This accelerates collagen breakdown and worsens conditions like rosacea or acne. Over time, your skin barrier weakens, and it makes you more prone to dryness and irritation with anything you then put on your skin. And then you might think, I can't find the cause, I don't know what's happening. And it might just be that you have a damaged skin barrier, therefore it's going to take way longer, and you should ideally see someone who knows what they're talking about. So what chemical exfoliation do you go for? Okay, so if you want gentle, you go for your PHAs. They are just going to really gently exfoliate the surface of your skin. If you want a little bit more robust, if you want your glassy skin, go for your AHAs. So that's like your glycolic acid. That's going to remove all the dead skin cells from the surface, but isn't going to penetrate into your pores. And if you want real exfoliation, if you're hardcore and you've already dabbled with the more gentle exfoliants, then you can go for a BHA. So that's your beta hydroxy acid, that's your salicylic acid. It's the only acid that actually gets into your pores and unclog them and get rid of all the oils that build up, therefore cause inflammation, attract bacteria, and cause breakouts. I have never physically exfoliated for probably the last 5 to 6 years, and my skin has been the clearest it's ever been. Everyone who's running for that hydrofacial, that suction, those extraction facials, fine if you like them, but are they actually benefiting your skin? Absolutely not. Less trauma, the better. That's what I say anyway. And then my third one, which might be unusual for you to hear, is the cheap, ineffective retinol creams that you're seeing all over your drugstore. Some brands are really good with their formulations. Most, unfortunately, are not. Retinoids is a big family, and what they do is they increase your cell turnover. So they improve collagen production, they stop collagen breakdown, and they literally get rid of dead skin and they bring out fresh skin. So retinoids are the best thing in terms of anti-aging, fine lines, wrinkles, but also for acne and pigmentation, because they're clearing all the dead skin from deep down and they're bringing out fresh skin. Tretinoin, which is a retinoid in its most active form, goes the deepest in your skin compared to any other skincare ingredient on the market in 75 years of dermatology, which is amazing. but therefore it comes with side effects, right? So because it's increasing cell turnover so much and because it's penetrating the deepest, it can cause retinization, which is when your skin is initially getting used to a retinoid. So it's increasing cell turnover, it's getting rid of dead skin. You're exposed to more raw skin, so the skin can temporarily feel more dry, flaky, and raw. That should usually subside within 4 to 6 weeks, so the space of one skin cycle. So what I would recommend is if you're using one, start slow, start with once a week, then twice a week, then 3 times a week, and then persist up to 6 weeks. Your skin will go through a cycle, it will get more used to it, your skin cells will start to behave differently, and then you'll find a way more improved tolerance for the next 6 weeks skin cycle, basically. Now, budget formulations. They either contain too little active retinol to trigger meaningful cellular changes, or they're packaged in jars that let in a lot of light and air, which degrades the molecule before it even reaches your skin. And some are actually combined with very irritating fillers and fragrances in them to plump out the product, or to make it a bit more attractive for the consumer to buy, which just starts making retinol unnecessarily harsh for the wrong reasons. So if you want to go for a good retinol starting point, a really nice brand is actually Medic A. It does it in like 0.1, 0.03, it builds up to 0.05, and then it builds up through the rankings. It also does retinals as well as retinols. Retinals are formulated slightly differently, so they're much calmer and more gentle on the skin. So I always recommend starting with a retinal if you're new to the entire retinoid family, and then you can go to retinol, and then eventually you can go to a retinoic acid, which is your tretinoin. Number 4 is all those pore clogging oils. People love like an oil-based facial. People like facial oils. I think people like using it as their last step because it makes the skin really glowy, really dewy. They think it helps lock in moisture, which it can to an extent. But a lot of oils can also be comedogenic. 2 big offenders are coconut oil and mineral oil. Coconut oil has a high concentration of lauric acid, which is antimicrobial, but it's also really occlusive, so it can trigger acne and breakouts if you're prone to that already. It can trap dead cells and sebum inside your skin, leading to comedones, blackheads, whiteheads, and then if that mixes with bacteria, hello nodular cystic acne. Mineral oil is less comedogenic, but when it's mixed into formulations, it can suffocate the skin's natural cells over time as well. So instead, if you want oils, you need to opt for the non-comedogenic ones. So think argan oil, squalene, or rosehip oil. Those all mimic the natural skin barrier oils that we already have, so are going to promote barrier function rather than cause occlusion and trigger all those breakouts that we don't want. And the last thing that I am not a fan of is all the miracle skin tightening creams. So when we think about skin tightening, in terms of skin care, the only thing that's genuinely going to tighten your skin is your retinoids. So if you're someone that is looking for something else, you might want to go to a clinic and think about your injectable treatments, because there's a big range of serums and skincare on the market that are claiming to tighten. Whether that's collagen stimulation, elastin stimulation, great, but they can only penetrate so deep in your skin. Even things including your PDRN serums, your peptide serums, your growth factor serums. Yes, they will help nourish the external skin barrier, but if you want deeper collagen stimulation and tightening, that's when you're going to have to go for your skin boosters, your biostimulators, your injectable collagen stimulators, your device-based treatments, because that's actually probably the only thing that's going to cause long-term genuine tightening. That's my 5 products that I personally would never buy as a cosmetic skin doctor. If you want to know what I do recommend, then please leave some comments so I know what you guys want to hear. I like to focus on products that are backed by evidence, backed by science, where I see genuine visible changes and where we're not damaging the skin barrier in the process to achieve those goals. If you like what you hear, subscribe for more science-packed skincare advice.